starts here changes the world. I have a few suggestions that may help you on your way to a better world. And while these lessons were learned during my time in the military, I can assure you that it matters not whether you ever served a day in uniform. It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation, or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and changing the world around us, will apply equally to all. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. During SEAL training, the students are all broken down into boat crews. Each crew is 7 students, 3 on each side of a small rubber boat, and 1 coxswain to help guide the dinghy. Every day, your boat crew forms up on the beach and is instructed to get through the surf zone and paddle several miles down the coast. In the winter, the surf off San Diego can get to be 8 to 10 feet high, and it is exceedingly difficult to paddle through the plunging surf unless everyone digs in. Every paddle must be synchronized to the stroke count of the coxswain. Everyone must exert equal effort, or the boat will turn against the wave and be unceremoniously dumped back on the beach. For the boat to make it to its destination, everyone must paddle. You can't change the world alone. You will need some help. And to truly get from your starting point to your destination takes friends, colleagues, the goodwill of strangers, and a strong coxswain to guide you. If you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CARES Project podcast. Today we have with us Arnetto, a returning guest. to talk about a lot of what has been going on with him and a friend you said that had lost his life and the different challenges about being, having different bad challenges. And of course, my daughter, the host. You want to introduce yourself again to our audience, Ernesto?
Definitely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here and allowing me to speak on this Disability Month awareness and share some awareness. Yeah, thank you very much for allowing me here and speak.
All right. So what's been going on? Like you were talking about some of the stuff that you were going through, and friend of yours you said had passed away. He took his life.
Well, yeah. Um, First, I wanted to, show some love to all my wheelchair people, with disabilities since it's Disability Month. And yeah, one of the things, I'm not a big guy when it comes to Disability Month and stuff. I never even knew much about it, but it has come to my attention that it's a very good thing to have. It's a very good thing to be aware of because I lost a friend recently, a close friend, and he didn't take his life or anything. It was an accident. But what hurt me about him was that he left this world thinking that nobody cared about him, that nobody, that he didn't deserve love. And he might be right in some points because he was struggling with love and stuff. But one second, my blood was coming down.
Yeah. No worries.
I was getting a little emotional there. But because I used to speak to him a lot, and he was having a lot of trouble. But my main point is that when he passed away, all the comments, all the people that showed up and showed love and support. If he would have known that, if he would have seen that, if he knew what people felt about him, I don't think he would have had such a miserable life. Like not miserable, but he would have been a little more content. So my point is that you should reach out to people and don't expect love. Don't expect people to jump out of their character to help you.
Yeah, this is true because I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of the things that we do, we have certain expectations, and we can't just expect things to go a certain way, right? Life. Nobody said that life was going to be fair, right? It sucks sometimes, but we have to get through those challenges because I mean, I get it. Like everybody wants love, right? But it doesn't always happen. People don't necessarily show you the things that they want. They don't. More people show those things to you after you're dead,
Yeah.
than while you're alive.
Yeah. Cause oh, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing. I was agreeing.
Oh yeah, cause
I was agreeing.
most people like, for example, a lot of people I feel like people follow us, and I'm like, okay, well maybe people don't really care. People don't really tell me. Sometimes they'll comment certain things, but people don't really have a conversation with me and tell me how much they appreciate me or why. But when I meet people in person, sometimes they'll tell me, oh, like you changed my life, you changed my relationship with my father, my family, like you helped us grow so much. And I'm just like sitting there like shocked. And they're like, people are just too intimidated to tell you. I'm like, do you have any idea how lonely that is? Because it's like you're sitting here with all these people who claim to care about you and look up to you, and you'll never know because they're too scared to tell you. Then when you die, everyone's praising you, and it feels disingenuous because it's like, I lived my whole life and you didn't tell me, so how much did you really love me?
Also, some people have a lot of going on in their life. You know, when he was talking to me, you know, many people didn't know this, but I was struggling with my ex, not because we were having problems. It's because I knew that relationship was coming to an end because her new job. I was even figuring out how the relationship was gonna end because I didn't like, you know, certain things. You know, maybe we get to that later. But you know, I was dealing with that, and still nobody knew about it. Everybody thought my life was great. Everybody thought that, you know. So what I'm trying to get with this is that not everybody has a perfect life. You know, not everybody has the time to deal with your problems. You know, people have their own problems. You know, and sometimes because they don't jump in the second to be like, or they don't give you the whole 24 hours for you, it doesn't mean they don't love you, they don't like you, they don't want to help you. It just means that I got my own stuff, man. We have to find a way to live, to accept our life how it is right now.
Yes, we have to accept the things that go on in our life because you know, things aren't fair.
Yeah.
And whatnot. We have to learn about that. But then there's people that go ahead and they do things that are wrong.
Yeah.
Right, and take advantage. I'm gonna actually pull up a clip of this girl here that people gave a lot of support on social media, but she later did some wickedness, and she was going out doing things that were wrong. And like this woman, she made like encouraged her to jump into the water that couldn't swim, and then took off. So we're gonna watch this, and this is what people do and take advantage of people in bad situations. So let's pull up the clip here.
Right?
No.
No. All right. You know why I wasn't going to? Because my feet were getting
You should
hot.
just jump in right now.
But I'm gonna jump in with my shoes on.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready? Oh! Wait, what the fuck? Did you see her ass? What? Oh,
You said it was okay.
You said you wanted to swim.
You told me to jump in.
I didn't tell you to jump in.
Yes, you did. You said you were gonna
Thank you guys. We're gonna have you guys get off the stop. Wait, who is that? The fuck is going on? We should... I don't even...
I can't swim. I can only float.
Oh, she might literally die.
No, stop. Seriously, don't stop. Please, you're actually freaking me out. No, please. Please, God. No, please, she's floating.
Drowning.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. She thinks she's drowning.
Oh, this is bad.
Sorry, I didn't know. We leave.
Oh, this is bad.
Dude, Natalie.
Dude, I'm sorry, I didn't know. She said she's drowning. She said she's drowning.
I think you literally just murdered a lady.
No, I didn't. I swear.
I think you
No,
literally.
I didn't. Let's go. There, she's drowning in the lake.
God, there's a fire truck. Nah, this is bad.
Natalie.
Wait, this is really bad.
She said, "No, I didn't. Let's go." She's saying she's drowning. Let's go.
Yes,
Oh
and
my-
rather than saving her, she ran away.
She ran away, and the men let her run away. They ran away with her
And the
instead of
men-
going in to help. Yeah.
Yes.
You see, this is why I think I don't live in a right world. Because even if
Yeah.
I don't know how to swim, I instinctively jump. Even if I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I can't swim either. I'm here. And the first thing I thought about was jumping in. And I was like, dude, but you're in a wheelchair. What are you doing? Instinctively, that's the first thing I thought of. Like, oh, jump. Wow, man. Dude, that is scary. Imagine, you know. But what about the other woman? Why did she jump?
She's mentally slow.
Yeah, she's mentally
You can
slow.
tell
You can
she's
tell.
not all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this woman's
And the
Like-
girl,
got a mental disability.
and she
This
knew
woman
that.
took advantage of her, made her jump in. She couldn't swim and she's drowning. And rather than going and helping her, the men that are with her, they just run away.
Yeah.
Like two guys walk up and like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And these guys just ran away while this woman is drowning.
Yeah. And they're laughing.
By the way, that girl shouldn't only pay. Those guys should pay too. Not only
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. They all.
Everybody there, the cameraman, everybody should pay.
Yeah. In the Bible, if you witness something evil happen and you don't do anything, you get
Exactly.
death penalty as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not saying
Because
anything.
you-
You're part of the problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
that girl is
Wow.
wicked.
And this is what's happening like a lot though. Like a lot of people are watching people in vulnerable situations. They're going around exploiting them and then running off when they've caused more chaos and mayhem and then acting like they're oblivious to what's going on. Like they're not responsible. So they make the life of the person worse who's already exploited, and then they blame them for what they did to them. And then people
It's
go
never their
around like,
fault.
oh, what happened? And it's like they want to blame the person it's happening to instead of looking at the circumstances that were created by the evil people around them constantly, doing stuff. And of course, you have to do what you can regardless.
man.
But when you're in a certain situation,
yeah,
that girl.
This girl ended up getting her account banned because of that. And look
Good.
at what she does when that happens. No accountability whatsoever. So she does that and almost
That's the girl. I seen that. Oh my god.
and that's
That is insane.
yes, you almost end somebody's life from
She should
you taking advantage of them, and then you're saying, "Oh, I need my account back to make money." When you're doing this to people,
She should be in jail
She should be in prison.
for attempted murder.
Yeah, now she cares more about an account than a person. Because now she's crying. Now you're crying. Oh my god, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
most
you're
people
crying.
cry
And
because
this
they
is the
get
sad
caught.
part. Exactly, that's the sad part. They're able to cry. So there is a human in there, except they're using it for the wrong reason.
Yes,
They're able to cry.
Yeah, and that girl had a disability. She
And
took advantage of a girl with a disability, and she's crying. She almost killed her, and she's crying.
This was the girl. Remember the controversy over the braids, where they were saying some black girl said something. This is that girl that everybody was standing up and supporting and defending, and she was doing
Yeah.
things like this, and they were like, and then they were making a big deal about you got to stick up for the white people, but she got a white woman to jump into the lake and almost killed her.
A disabled white woman.
White woman, right? And just showed no regard for any human life whatsoever.
Yeah, she's a terrible person.
Dude,
She needs to be in
it's social media is ruining our life. And the only thing is that I only see it getting worse. I only see it getting worse, man.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
we're having more kids, and more dumb people are having kids. Smart people are not having kids. I don't have kids. You don't have kids. Imagine, like the smart ones are not having kids, and the idiots are having like 5 or 6. And then you see this girl out there laughing at somebody drowning. What is that? My God. I'm still upset a little bit. I don't know if I can tell, but I'm a little upset. I don't know why. Just seeing that lady
Because it's evil.
float away.
Well, remember when those
And this
guys?
is-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Remember
No,
when
go ahead.
those kids watched the guy drown and filmed it and laughed? This was actually worse because
Yeah.
this woman got her to jump in and
Yeah.
caused her to be in that situation and did nothing to help and run away.
But even her friends, she said, "Oh, I never told her to jump in," and the guys were like, "Yes, you did." Like even the men were like,
Immediately
"Yes, you
drop their
did,"
accountability.
because the men
No,
probably
and you
know
know
this
what?
is live stream. They can't do
And
this.
you know why those men say yes you did? Because they're cowards. They're like, hey, listen, don't throw that on us. That was all you. They didn't
Yeah.
say like, oh yes you did as an accountability. They say yes you did. Like no, this was all your idea. I'm just recording here. They're not done either. They're not done either. Yeah. They're like, hey, no, yes you did.
Yeah.
This is that shows you very much the difference there between men and women.
Yeah.
Because the man is saying, he wasn't saying that, because if he had accountability, they would have jumped in to save that woman, right? But they're saying that just to absolve themselves, but they were using the woman to do something that they know full well that they couldn't do. If a man walked up and did that to a woman, they would have been all over him, and he would have went to prison.
Yeah.
They would have charged him for doing that.
And what's crazy is the girl...
His account will be the last thing to get blocked.
And what's
his account,
crazy...
will be the last thing he can... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, sorry, I was just saying what's crazy is the girl with the disability, she's in the water, she's drowning, but she's calmly like, I can't swim. You know, she's not cursing, she's not screaming, she's calmly saying, I can't swim, I can't swim. Like, and this is what happens a lot of times. A lot of the people that are being exploited or taken advantage of, they're taking the calm approach while they're being attempted murdered. And the abusers are the ones freaking out, crying, and acting like the victims.
Which brings me to my next point. Back to the disability. To my friends with disability, one of the things that this guy had, and he spoke to me about this, he had money. He was okay. You know, he was doing well economically. And a lot of people took advantage of him. A lot of people. I was afraid to speak to him because I didn't want him to think, you know, I got my money, I don't need nothing for nobody. You know, so I was afraid that since I was rich, I was helping him so much, I was afraid that they would see it like, oh, this guy's only helping him for money, which I never took $1, nothing, you know. But what I'm saying is that this guy was like that. He was too generous. And people took a lot of advantage for him. And then what happens is, when you're so generous, then later when you get screwed over, you don't say, oh, I was too generous. What do you say? People take advantage of me. I'm done with the world. They're taking advantage of me. You did this to yourself, my friend. You're digging your own hole.
Yeah. So go ahead, Keisha.
Yeah, no, like, I kind of understand the mindset and I kind of don't, because when I give things to people, it's because I think the Holy Spirit wants me to give it to them. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care how many times. And it's not that I'm stupid, because I fully am logging what's going on. But if I give something to someone, I give with the intention to never receive it back, because there's no point in me stressing myself out to come like a tax collector to come back and get from you. And if I have it, like, ever since I was a kid, my dad used to give me money before school, and I would go and spend it on all of my friends, because I was like, I have lunch money, let me share with you. My dad would get so pissed. He was like, Keisha, if you don't stop spending the money on all your friends, I'm not giving you anymore. But so it's like,
oh, man.
you can't have the mentality of, I understand people taking advantage of you too, because for the last couple of years, even all the help that we've given to everybody in so many different ways, and we've been kicked in the teeth. But it's like, if I took the mindset of feeling bad for myself, I wouldn't help anyone. I'd screw myself, and I'd screw everyone else too. Because you have to understand the bigger picture. It's not about me. It's about everybody.
Well, it's like people were like, well, if you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't have got the consequences of what your actions were. So I was like, well, so I should let people die. Right? Because when I went and did what I did, I knew what the consequences were.
The whistleblowing,
like,
obviously.
Canada's run by cartels and controlled by the CCP. And guys are reporting about this right off the jump. When I saw what I was saying, I'm like, they're going to kill people. I knew that there was going to be some serious threats for what I'm going to bring in. But I was like, what was the alternative? To sit there and say nothing when I knew what was going on and let people die? No.
And
I mean, I have to answer to God.
But
right?
You would have jumped. You would have jumped and saved that lady.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Instead of helping the people that actually would take the action to jump in and save that girl, people often help the girl that runs away, who caused the girl to almost die. They don't actually help the right people, and a lot of times people get pissed off because they don't have the discernment to know which people are going to give back to them in helping them. They don't know how to invest in the right people because they don't understand character. They don't understand how to discern.
They're making it harder to be a nice person now. They're making it too hard to be a nice person. They're making it so hard that now you feel like an idiot being the good guy. But how I see it is that I don't care what you think. This is between me and God. If I'm an idiot for being a good person, then don't worry about it. This is between me and God. I'd rather you judge me thinking I'm an idiot than God judge me for being a bad person.
But look at it. The last couple of years, everyone thought we were stupid and crazy. Now everyone in the news, Kash Patel in Congress, everyone's coming out saying exactly what we've been saying. So it's like, and then they waited all this time. Nobody worked with us to do certain things. We were doing everything by ourselves. And everyone's like, oh, no. And now everyone's suffering the consequences. Everyone's like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? You were idiots. That's why. You sat there and let people drown. That's why.
It's not only that they it's not only that they sat there and let people drown. They actually put their foot on their head to push them under the water.
Like the McDonald's guy.
Huh? They did like what the girl did. They instigated it. They promoted it.
Yes.
Yes, and like when I sit down, being a Christian, I look at it this way: God, who can't die, became a man so that he could die, so that I don't have to die. When you sit down and begin to wrap your brain around that, you're just like, that's insane. Like, I mean, just the level. Not insane, but it's just the fact that your brain can't comprehend going from that position to coming down to like the worst position, because from the cradle to the grave, this man was hunted like a dog.
Yeah.
Like he was no human being had worse treatment. He had spies following him everywhere. They were trying to assassinate him from birth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he did all of that to save us. So I sit down and think about, if God paid that price for every human being, who am I to treat them terribly?
Yep.
Oh, right? Man. You should hear what Charlie Kirk said when she forgave everybody. It's been a long time since I've been emotional. And I had to hold my mouth because I was like, oh my God. Like, I almost, my eyes started getting watery. When she said, I forgive you, those words, I knew she was going to say it. But I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, when she said, I forgive you, my body just went like, those are some powerful words, man. That woman is so strong.
I mean, I since the first day of seeing that Charlie Kirk got shot, I was like crying. It took me like a minute to process it because I was just like, everyone was like, no, it's not real. It's real. No, it's not real. And I was like waiting to see what actually happened. And I felt really bad and cried because I was like, I know what it's like for a woman to be separated from her father, from her family who cares about her. So then I was like, his wife is going to be without a husband to protect her. The son's going to be without a father to teach him how to be a man in life. The daughter's going to be without a man to protect her from weird guys that come to take advantage of her or whatever, or anything in life, or just show her basic love of a father. Like, that's one of the most evil things that you can do. And then the fact that she's now in the position only a week after he's died to be like the CEO and be doing all of these events, she should be able to grieve with her family and children in peace. You know, like, and yeah, you do need forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you do need forgiveness because it's the only way forward. It's the only way for peace. But she should be able to be doing that in the comfort of wherever she wants to be with her kids so that they can have some rest.
Her children need her more than TPUSA needs her.
Yeah. Like, it's not fair, the position that they're putting her in.
Exactly. But the thing is that, remember, behind every magic trick, there's a politician. So they're using this as like a turning point, They basically said to her, forget about your feelings. You don't matter here. What happened is what matters. And we're going to use that and abuse that to get whatever we want. and it's not in a bad way. It's kind of like in a good way. Like they're making sure this never happens again.
Yeah, but
So she has to go outside and talk.
the
Yes,
consequence.
I get that, but one thing I want to say quickly because we got to take a short break is
Yeah.
that what has to happen is that they're trying to promote traditional family values, and when you go ahead and bring her out in this way rather than tending to her children, you're sending the wrong message, especially to the men.
Yes.
Because the men, we actions are what speak to us. Words don't matter. Women are verbal, so they'll listen and hang on the words. We're like, well, you're telling us one thing, but your actions, they're not adding up, and so this is actually being counterproductive to what they're actually trying to do, and that's where my issue is. They should.
I can see what you,
And a lot of people like they can't. I agree completely what my dad said, and on top of that, most women. I'm not even married, like you said. I don't have kids, but I thought about the person that I deeply care for, and I couldn't stop crying. I can't even imagine what she's going through right now, actually having been married to Charlie, actually having children with Charlie, and this happened, and she has to go out and do this, because I would be a mess.
Okay, let's take a short break though. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hello friends, my name is Keisha and I'm a proud member of the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. And I'm also a survivor of human trafficking. My trafficking began in Saskatchewan, moved into Alberta, and even crossed into the United States. I was stalked, hunted, and ignored by the very systems over the last 5 years that were meant to protect me. This is why, with my father Dale Richardson, we started the Caris Project. This is an Indigenous, survivor-led movement for humanity dedicated to exposing trafficking, government corruption, and holding institutions accountable. One of the most powerful tools that we are using is the petitions for redress of grievances. These are lawful constitutional actions rooted in Canadian and US law, and in treaties that tie us together across provinces, across states, and even across borders. These petitions are precedent-setting. They create a binding record. They demand accountability while representing reconciliation in action. Indigenous and non-Indigenous people working side by side to preserve liberty for all. But we cannot do this alone. We need your help to keep this movement alive, to raise awareness and to build a legacy of justice for Indigenous women, for trafficking survivors, and for families everywhere. Thank you. Please stand with us. Your support makes this work possible. Together we can restore justice, heal families, and defend freedom. And I will close with my favorite quote. The greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who cannot be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. And men who will stand for the right, though the heavens may fall. Thank you.
And for everybody who wants to go check out the action plan, you can use the QR code if you want to support the fight against the human trafficking and the justice for the families. Please do so, because we actually are people that not just come on here and talk, but we actually go out and we have boots on the ground and are helping families as we speak, and people who are getting trafficked and so forth. And this is what we've been doing a lot behind the scenes while people were running around trying to destroy us. When people are having their kids raped, there's a woman in Texas, she was getting raped or beaten and everything else like that, and people were pressuring her to not deal with this, and she's like, well, who's going to help me? They don't care, right? They'd rather let the woman her kid be violated, and then her being raped and beaten and get no justice, right? This is the type of things that are happening. And as a man, I don't sit down and see how any man could sit down and see this type of thing happening in their faces. This is why you have to look after those who are weak and vulnerable, that are not in a position to defend themselves. This is what we have to do as men. This is how we're wired.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I wanted to say something that has been ringing in my head for a while. I know lately, or since I've been in a wheelchair, I'm trying to be a better person and stuff. So maybe they're like, sometimes I find myself speaking about God more than usual. And somebody might say, oh, this guy, when he was walking, he wasn't all about God and all that stuff, So now that he's in a chair, now that he's in a wheelchair, now he's all about God and morals and stuff. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's never too late to turn to God. It's never too late to turn to God. It's never too late to start doing good. So yes, I might be a party animal back in the day or whatever, and now that I'm in a wheelchair, I'm more about God. Yes, I'm not ashamed of it. I love it. I feel great. I'm glad that God put me here so I can communicate with Him and I can see what we're doing.
Well, and sometimes it takes those challenging situations to bring the best out of us. Like, when you look at what happens, like Solomon says, it's better to be in the house of mourning than the house of feasting. Because sometimes when life is too good, you rely upon your money, your status, and all of these things to get you and say, I don't need you, God. And then sometimes you need to fall flat on your face, and then you're like, oh, that's right, God. I need your help, right? Like, I can't do this all alone.
I said, and I consider myself a pretty lucky guy before. I always say that I was God's favorite. I always saw myself as one of God's favorite child. Because I'm like, what? Nobody had this luck. And when I ended up in a wheelchair, instead of hating God, I'd be like, oh man, why you took all this from me? I felt more, I'm like, you know what, man? Thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because it's like my dad last night saying that as a man, he doesn't need to experience what I experienced in order to understand how God functioned. Like, you could still tell yourself that you're God's favorite. Yeah. After everything that I experienced with my family and like throughout life, I was like, man, God hates me. God has favorites and I am not one. Like, I made that joke so many times on Twitter and on commenting on things, but I just came to the conclusion like yesterday, based on my experiences with like men in my life in general, of how like that's not true. Like how you said that, yeah, it's good to be in the house of mourning, that's true, but I think for women particularly, they need to understand through like experience of love and compassion and grace, and like even in the hardship, if they don't have the hope from like a man or like love, they're never gonna understand what you just said. Like, I could not tell myself that for so long, because I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would that make sense? Even though my dad is like an awesome person, I'm like, that's my dad. Like, so there needs to be some sort of secondary experience for her to come to a conclusion like, okay, all this is happening, but it doesn't matter. It's making me better, but God still has something better for me. He still appreciates me. You get me? Because
your father will represent God as a father.
Yeah.
Your husband will represent Jesus as the bride of the church.
Yeah.
So that you'll understand the two different perspectives.
Yeah.
But kind of touching on this, I'm going to pull up a little clip here, because this is something that men will understand that will help them become better men. And like, I mean, this guy, he everybody should go back and listen to this guy's speech, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
He says some very good stuff. He was a Navy SEAL. He's an admiral. So let's listen to what he says here.
The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and one special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive this freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start singing when you're up to your neck in mud.
Yeah, the hope. That's what I was trying to get at.
This is what men do. This is why men are designed to lead. Because when you have a certain type of mindset of men, at a certain point, you don't break them. And when you don't, they start to begin to thrive under these circumstances. And this is why these people that have come after me they've cut off all of my finances and everything so that I will die, because they know that I will not stop. And I actually laugh in the face of what they're doing, because it's not even
you got God on your side.
It's not even a contest. These kids, it's like they put you through the ringer, but when you cling to God, what doesn't kill you will make you much stronger, and then you will outperform these people, because they have been sitting down there doing nothing, not facing challenges. And as men, the more challenges we overcome, the stronger we become. And then you can inspire others to do the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thankful that I'm in a wheelchair. Yesterday, and this is why sometimes I don't like to talk a lot, because people might think I'm crazy. But the other day I was thinking, like, somebody said, you didn't have a bad day. You only had 15 minutes bad. You just expanded it throughout the whole day. And it made me realize, like, it's true. Sometimes something happens and people keep dragging it throughout the day. But, and that's when I say God is not going to bless you with a whole day, with a whole miserable day. Because to me, when you're going through challenges, that means that God is giving you, because you can learn from these challenges. These challenges is what's going to make you. It's like giving you a job. They're not, that your boss doesn't hate you. He's looking out for you. He's like, okay, dude, I'll give you a job. So you're like, oh, thank you. Now I know how to make money. That's the same thing God does. He gives you a challenge, so you're going to be like, yes, now I get to become a better person.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, like, God gave people are like, well, why doesn't God do this? Why doesn't God do that? I'm like, listen, God gave people free will, and he's not going to take it away. Will they have to pay consequences? Yes. But he wants people to turn away from it. And we have to understand that, because he doesn't restrict us from our choices. Why is he going to do it to someone else?
But you know what? There's a lot of people that go around like, oh, I'm afraid to work with this person, afraid to work with that person. I don't want to work with maybe Dale and Keisha because I'm worried about this or that. What's so funny is that most people will work with OnlyFans prostitutes that are active in OnlyFans prostitution or ex-prostitutes and give them platform, give them support, which gives them more porn money and destroys more men. But they won't work with people who are trying to help save the country and them at the same time. If I took all my clothes off tomorrow and became an OnlyFans girl, I'm sure I would make loads of money. But nobody will work with us while we're doing the right thing.
You will have millions of subscribers, millions of this.
Yeah. But while we're doing but while we're doing the right thing, everyone's like, oh no, screw you, I'm afraid to work with these people. But it's like, you're actively working with criminals who are just going against the message that you claim to be against.
It's cowardice.
It is cowardice.
It's straight cowardice.
And it's like, this is why I can't stand a lot of rich people. And I'm not talking about all rich people, because we know rich people that are really great people.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, a lot of them are really good people. But a lot of them have this really sick mentality that the money itself gives the character, and they guard the money as if it's their life. It's like, nobody cares about your money, bro. We want to stay alive. Everybody wants to, like, the country is going to be gone.
Like I said to people, the money didn't stop Charlie Kirk from getting assassinated. It did not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it can happen to anybody. Right? This should be a wake.
Exactly.
It was terrible that had to happen, but this needs to be a wake up call for people, because if you don't do something, this will continue to happen.
Oh yeah, it's going to continue.
Right? Like, it's either we take the approach that we have to go on storm the beach like they did on Normandy. Some of us will die. It's better than all of us dying.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really where it comes down to.
I'd rather go out like a hero. I'd rather go, at least we went out like a hero. Not just Ben taking it. But with all that, I wanted to give a message, you know, because I think I have to go. My mom the thing is that she had a surgery, and I think she has to take a nap. But I wanted to leave a message before I leave to my friends in wheelchairs. Let me get my energy back. All right. To my friends in wheelchairs, you need to understand that you are the problem. People are around you, and you are the problem. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are the problem. Even if it was your fault or not, you are the problem. Now that you understand that you are the problem, now you can work. Now you understand how to deal with other people, because now you're not blaming them. Now you're like, okay, I'm in a wheelchair. I need help with this. Let me teach that person how to handle me. Not be arrogant and blaming everybody like, oh, this person doesn't know how to take care of me, or this person doesn't know how to do this. No. You need to understand that it's your fault. Even if it wasn't you, you are the one in a wheelchair. You need to understand that you need that help. That is one.
That's true.
Whoa, sorry. Number 2, stop with the victim thing. V is for victory, not victim. V is for victory, not victim. A lot of people said that I was gonna start crying, that my life was gonna suck once my girlfriend dumped me. On the contrary, now I'm healthier than ever, I'm stronger than ever, I'm more motivated than ever. Why? Because I don't let things run me down. I take control of my life, and so should you. You don't let things like this take over your body and make you feel like a victim. Absolutely not. You can control your life.
I mean, that's something that everybody...
Sorry, the thing is that I faint because my blood.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all up to you. The future is in your hands. I'm a quadriplegic. You see, my hands don't work at all. My hands don't work at all. How do I work out? I don't. I try to do the little things that I can. I do them over and over and over. You need to understand that you control your life. Even if you can't move at all, even if you can blink more than you should. Communicate. It's the way. But don't blame people. It's not their fault. It's your fault. Understand that. And fix it. And I have spoken.
Yeah, this is actually, we're going to play this last clip here, because this is kind of speaking to what you're saying, and people need to, like, go ahead and reframe the way that they think, because, you know, we can't give up in life.
Finally, in SEAL training, there's a bell. a brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever ring the bell. It will not be easy. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better. Thank you very much.
I mean,
That already got more on point.
I don't know how many times I've listened to that over, because you know what? You just sit down and say, okay, oh yeah, that's right. Don't give up, right? Because there are times where everybody gets those highs and lows of where your life is, but you have to find a way to get through it. And for me, it's God, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, that's exactly my point. Like, everybody's gonna go through something. People have no idea how many times I have lost it all of it, more than you can imagine, more than anybody combined can have together. I have lost that over twice, 3 times, and still I find a way. I didn't go crying. You know what I did? Every time that I thought of my girlfriend, my ex, I would start working out. That's it. If I was watching TV and I would start remembering something like my cat or whatever, work out. You have too much free time. Start working out. You're using your brain in the wrong way. Start working out. Challenge yourself. Push yourself. Dude, it's you. You control your life, man.
that's absolutely it.
Yeah.
Like your mentality is going to make a lot of how
Yeah.
your life goes, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really it.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I experienced the last
love it.
couple of years, most people are like, "Oh, I don't know how you stayed alive." It's like, how are you like dealing with emotionally? I'm like, you don't have time to be ruminating in all this garbage. Either you keep going or die. That's really it. It's really that simple. And like I
Exactly.
said, the more that you get attacked like that, and the more you come out on the other end, you are learning to thrive in these terrible environments where most people just cannot. They can't even fathom how they would even begin to put the pieces together. So it's like, people should be working with people with that mentality, like what you're describing there, Arnetto, because that's the only way for us to move forward. Because instead of, with the people with the weak victim mindset, like you're talking about, because that's what destroys society. That's what destroys people.
Most people have that.
Yeah, most people have that. Yeah.
This is not the mentality. This is not the moment to have a weak mentality, especially if you have a disability. You are not a victim. You're just a human being with more problems or whatever. But you're not a victim. The world doesn't hate you. Nobody's against you. You are against you. You are making it difficult. Start working out. Start thinking better. I watch funny videos every day. Just to. I push myself to be positive, and I have negative thoughts all the time. I feel down all the time, but I don't let that happen. No, sir. Keep going. Well, you feeling down? Then start working out. Go ahead. Oh, you feel sad? Watch something funny. Just don't extend those 50 minutes. Don't make it into the whole day.
Yes. And we'll close here because I know you got to run, and we're running up here on time. So I'll close here. What?
Thanks, man.
Well, you can do that before you give your final thoughts. I'll close here with a prayer, and then I'll give my daughter final thoughts.
Please.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your love, grace, and mercy. And Lord, we thank you for Arnetto and the work that he's doing to continue to move forward rather than sitting down and wallowing in pity. And strengthen him and help him that he would get all of his hopes and his desires and his dreams. And Lord, I ask of you this day to watch over all the people who are standing up and trying to make the best of their lives in the most difficult circumstances, that others may see their example and learn to follow their lead and come to you as a result, is my prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, my dad's gonna pull a clip real quick, just like 10 seconds.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think
Hold on a second here.
It's gonna be good because, you know, sometimes God puts us in the position to understand. And I think this is, yeah, okay, go ahead.
No, you mouth breather! You have been ignoring your king!
What is a king to a god?
And what is a god to a non-believer?
Do you believe now?
And at the end, he said, so cool.
He said what?
When he's falling, he says, so cool.
Oh,
because
wow.
he's a fan of Broly, yeah. But, yeah.
Oh, wait.
But yeah, do you believe now? That's when you believe, when you get clothesline in the head. That's when people want to believe, yeah. Do you believe now? That's how God works. Like, for people that mock God, that's what happens. That's what happens. And you know what? I'm a firm believer that the world is how it has to be. Certain people are getting punished and they don't know why. No. Don't blame God. You're punishing yourself. And if God is punishing you, what did you do? What did you do?
It's because he's letting you get the consequences. He's letting you get the consequences of your actions. That's it.
Yes. And this is what I'm really getting at, because a lot of people, I tell them all the time, I have no idea why we experienced the things that we did the last couple of years, even Arnetto, people like you and the people who are disabled. You have no idea why this happened, but sometimes I think to myself, of course, no one should get what happens, but maybe I needed it. And if I could go back and change everything, I would never change anything, because I'm so glad for who God created me to be. And I think the same for you, Arnetto. You're glad for who God was able to create you to be. And sometimes we need that hit, because God knows the only way for us to learn is to put us in a bind and force us to see the truth. So anyways, shout out to Broly, he's my favorite. And got Vegeta in the bind, and he finally was able to confess. But you need to have that mindset. You have to be open-minded. So anyways, guys, we're running up on time. I know Arnetto's got to go too. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you again.
Hey, thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you again for everything. Thank you for listening. And and allow me to speak my mind here. And for the prayer.
You're always welcome back, man. And guys, go check out Arnetto's page. We'll have his stuff linked in the description. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Give support for Disability Month, and don't have a victim mindset. Be strong, but you'll be strong in God first. Anyways, and women, you'll be strong in God, and men, submission. Anyways, catch you in the next one. And to my dearest Karis, tell me to get my friend. Ciao.